Hi Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your September 1st through the 10th, 2018 reading for you. Now I've shuffled and meditated upon the cards, and we are going to see what these 10 days hold in store for you, Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. And if you would like to book a private reading with me, all that information will be in the description box below. Okay. That's beautiful, Libra. All right. All right, so your major arcana cards are the Wheel of Fortune and the Empress. And I'm just going to focus on those for a moment because I know they are your clarifying cards. These are also the divine cards and the major arc of what is happening in these 10 days. Okay? So your clarifying cards, your clarification cards, are telling you that these 10 days are going to be important, and they're giving you advice as to how to move forward. Okay? But know that these 10 days are going to help you in a progression of self that is going to empower you more and more as you embrace yourself and you embrace what you want. Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. This is really being true to you and finding your own personal balance, which is fantastic because you are all about balance, Libra. Your first card is the Two of Wands. This card is all about planning, sitting there, finding out what you're passionate about, and looking and cognitively saying, this is what I want, this is where I'm going, and this is my plan to get it. Some of you might have a list of things that you want to achieve, and you might be very serious about sitting there and achieving each and every goal. This is to say, it's a little bit of winging it and a lot of hard work that's going into all of this. Because you're sitting there and you're planning out the days, the weeks, the months, the years to come. And if you're not a person who makes out a list, because not everybody does, I know I don't, then this is saying that you have in your mind what you want to accomplish. And you might have a time frame as like, I want to accomplish this by either an X amount of years or by the time I'm this old. Don't put those restraints on yourself because they're going to come, and the bounties and the beauty are coming into your life as you move forward, as you embrace yourself, as you embrace your passions and creativity, as you find that fire that burns within your belly, and as you completely and utterly accept what you want, who you are, and where you're going. So don't be worried about having to achieve things in a certain amount of time, especially for these 10 days, or you want to achieve something within a larger expanse of time. Give yourself a little bit of wiggle room. It's actually going to make you breathe easier. It's going to make it easier for you to focus, Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. But this is also the Twin Flame card. So for some of you, you might be finding somebody whose passions match your passions, whose desires match your desires, and the way that they want to cultivate their life match the way you want to cultivate yours. So for some of you, you could be finding love, but I'm very much feeling for the majority of you, Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, this is focusing on what it is you want to achieve for not only for today, but again, the days, the weeks, the months, the years to come. Looking at a greater picture and seeing how that is going to correlate into your life and how you are going to make your goals. The next card is the Eight of Pentacles. You are working astoundingly hard at creating your prosperity, and you have been working astoundingly hard on creating your prosperity. And I love it because we have the 8 and then we have the 9. So we have it in account and we have it in kind of that order too. So you've been working astoundingly hard on cultivating and creating exactly what you want in your life. Both the Wands and the Pentacles are about this earthly realm. It's creating what you desire here on this earthly realm, creating the prosperity, the joy, the happiness in your life through hard work. Now this could mean that for some of you, you're deciding to change careers or studies or going back to school, okay? For some of you, you're making that decision. You're sitting there and you're saying, okay, I need to really hunker down, I need to really, really focus, and I'm going to work super hard on whatever it is that I want to achieve. Now, for each and every one of you, Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, it's going to be something a little bit different. It doesn't just have to be school or work. It could be home life too. It could be taking a passion that you have and making it into a career, starting your own business, cultivating something more, moving to the next level, following your happiness. But it's something that you're working towards. Listen to the messages that you're getting, especially as you're working. So you're going to be getting insight and understanding things that help you embrace the path that you're on. So you might be working really, really hard, and then you get in your head, well, look at it this way. Look at it that way. It's going to open up the understanding. It's going to open up your personal knowledge, and it's going to lead you forward. The angels are always blessing you, even if you don't feel as if they're always there. They always are. But keep on working, keep on cultivating, because your work is paying off, even if you think it's not. Even if you're sitting there and sometimes thinking, oh my gosh, this is absolutely insane. I can't believe I'm putting, excuse me, sorry, I had to catch my throat. I'm putting so much time and effort into something that isn't showing me any rewards. Well, it is going to show you rewards. Okay? Your harvest is coming in. Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. And it might not happen exactly in these 10 days, but it is happening. And it is bringing you forward. It is coming. So don't sit there and say everything has to go exactly this way and stick so closely to a schedule that you are missing out on the bounty that is coming in, because you're so focused one way, and then you're going to miss the beauty that is coming, because it's going to come from a different direction. Okay? This isn't saying to give up on what you're working on. This is saying to open up your range of vision. Okay? Hunting with a falcon, hunting with a hawk, it opens up your range of vision. It gives you a broader sense of where the prey is that you're hunting could be, but it gives you also a broader sense of your prosperity. So it's not only cultivating the harvest here, but it's cultivating all of the harvest. So much more than just the section that you're looking at. Following what you love, being passionate about something and really embracing it. You have somebody who helps you, but also make sure that you know where things are going. You know the prosperity that's coming in. Guarding your purse, guarding your money in these 10 days is important, but guarding also your prosperity. Sitting there and not giving it into the hands of another person or taking somebody else's advice over your own. You know what you want, you know what you love. Remember, swans mate for life. So this is something that you are deeply committed to, whether it be a relationship that you're working really hard at, or again, something more personal, but something that you are sitting there saying, okay, this is how I'm going to go forth doing it. That doesn't involve another person. Something more singular. There we go. Embracing that understanding. Embracing your personal joy. Watching the prosperity come in. And knowing that the prosperity is going to keep on coming in. Because there's going to be a tendency in these 10 days to just feel completely overwhelmed. Sitting there doubting your abilities, doubting your creativity, doubting if you can start whatever it is that this is. And you're going to sit there and say, what makes you think, Libra, what makes you think that you can be so successful? It's because you're being given a gift. But there's going to be this sense of feeling completely overwhelmed, feeling trapped, feeling as if you don't know which way to turn. And in your mind, when you think about it, it's just completely overwhelming. It's insurmountable. All the obstacles that you have to overcome. You're going to sit there and say, how can I possibly embrace this? How can I possibly achieve this? And then that doubt is going to come in. And if you let it, it's going to take over. Not just the 10 days, but it can take over everything. Stopping it, sitting there, and stepping back and saying, you know what, this is overkill. Because in the Red or White Tarot deck, this is a person laying prostrate on the ground with dead, killed, 10 arrows in them. Just complete overkill. Not arrows, swords. 10 swords in them. Did they need 10 swords? No. One good blow can end it. So this is feeling as if it's all just too much. This is having a sense of it being overkill. Everything just being too much as you move forward. And now you're stopping. You're stepping back and you're saying, you know what? I'm moving forward in the prosperity of me. This is the darkness before the dawn. This is kind of a realization that comes in that you are achieving and you are succeeding, even though you might have had a lot of doubts and a lot of fears that this would ever happen. And you might have very, very good reasons to sit there and say, it's never going to happen. I'm never going to achieve and I'm never going to succeed the way that I want to. Don't put that on yourself. Don't put that out there. Again, giving yourself a little bit more flexibility with what it is that you are setting to achieve, but also giving yourself that sense of you having your own back. that sense of you believing in you. You're not being illogical. You're not sitting there and creating fairy tales for yourself. But you are creating something beautiful within your life. And if you doubt it and if you fear it, it's going to keep it from coming in. Because your next card is the Ace of Wands. This is new beginnings. This is God, Source, Spirit, however you see the universe, the divine, handing you a gift of new beginnings, handing you a gift of passion and creativity, handing you a gift of being able to create the world the way you want it, not the way everybody else wants it. So you are sitting there and you are looking at what you want to create and saying, yes, yeah, I got this. I got this, because it's a gift that's coming. Now, for some of you, it's going to be a large gift. For others of you, it's going to be a small one, because this is a general reading and it encompasses many people. So what this is saying is also, don't pass up the gifts as they're being given to you. Don't sit there and think, oh, is that a gift or is that not a gift? Should I take it? Shouldn't I take it? Take it. Whether it be large or small, it's going to be something that impacts you personally. Something that sits there and you go, oh my goodness. Okay, it makes the toil, the hard work that you've been putting in, you're starting to see results. It makes everything so much better. And this is being able to see results on the earthly plane, being able to create what it is that you want. This is why you're starting something new. This is starting a new chapter. For some of you, you could even be thinking of moving and then, having it start to happen. It doesn't have to be for everybody. Okay? But you're seeing this prosperity and you're working towards it. You could be thinking of changing your career, of changing the way that you are currently living your life, and then you see it start to happen. You get a sign or an understanding of new beginnings. And it isn't saying, to sit there and look for signs and everything, because if we look for signs, we can usually find them. But this is something that happens rather spontaneously. And having that understanding come into your life, Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, and then you move forward as a student of love. You move forward embracing this understanding of love, of joy, of happiness, of this bounty coming into your life. It's healing. It's, I want to say, like purifying waters coming over you and just embracing you. Now, this could also represent a water sign, a Cancer, a Scorpio, a Pisces coming into your life, cleansing things. It's just, maybe not cleansing things, but I'm getting a very big sense of just burdens being washed away. This is freedom, and this is also bounty, because he gets the fish. The fish jumps into his cup, right? Without him having a fishing pole, without him fishing for it, but then it jumps out. So this is knowing that you can't control the bounty as it comes in. Being a student of what you love means that you go with the ebb and the flow. You know that you can't control love. You can only control the way that you look at things, the love that you give through your eyes, through the way you see things, through the way you receive the gifts that are coming into your life. And it's so much easier to move in the negative instead of moving in the positive. It's so much easier to be overwhelmed and sit there in fear instead of sitting there in bounty. This card right here, the Page of Cups, is telling you to look at the gifts that you are being given, to look at the bounty that is you, and to embrace being the student of love that you are, to embrace learning how to really enjoy your life, really embrace yourself, embrace your personal sense of passion for what it is that you want to create here on this earthly plane, whether it be artistically, whether it be, whatever it is, whether you be creating something or moving forward in your life, creating the next phase. You're learning to love it. You're learning to love your life. It almost feels as if there has been a time where you just feel trapped and caged. And something about September 1st through the 10th, is kind of stopping that trap feeling, stopping that cage feeling, and opening things up. You're starting to see that things are moving forward in a beautiful, beautiful way. Because here we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Empress card. And I love this because life is doing a 180. It's starting to turn around. You're taking this 10 of Swords energy and the doubts and the fears that are there. And they may always be there. You know, you're a very mentally oriented person, a very logical person, Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. And so your thoughts rage a lot. Not rage, but they tumble over each other sometimes, and they can be very intense. So your fears may always be in the back of your head, may always be something that you are aware of. Things can go wrong. You aren't moving forward in life thinking of only lollipops and rainbows, but everything is doing a 180. It is giving you a sense of new beginning and a sense of peace. The prosperity that was lacking in your life, be it wealth or something you value as much as money that you are working so hard to cultivate and create, is coming in, and you are becoming the person who's now the Empress, who represents all of the Queen cards, all 4 of them. You're the Queen of Swords. You know your mind, Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. Trust in yourself. Know yourself. You're cutting through doubts. You're cutting through fears. You're living in a place of abundance, of setting yourself free. You're the Queen of Cups. Love, peace, harmony, understanding, being kind to yourself as well as those around you. The Queen of Pentacles, prosperity coming into your life, being a person who is seen as prosperous and knowing what they're doing. And the Queen of Wands, being able to create with passion and creativity and desire what it is that you want on this earthly plane. Having that spark, that fire in your belly. Here, the Empress is representing all 4 of those Queen cards, but she's also representing herself, being the highest level that you can be. There's nothing higher than an Empress, right? Or an Emperor. Twice crowned, with the crown upon her head and the torque around her neck. Healing energy, prosperous energy, moving forward. And the Empress, her story, the story of Rhiannon in Welsh mythology, is sad. Most of the stories of the women have this struggle before them. So you have known sorrow, you have known disappointment. She was told she married this king, and she was a fae. All right? And she married this king, and she entered into the earthly realm. And she loved him with all her heart and soul. And she had a baby, and what happened is that baby wound up being stolen while she slept after giving birth. And what happened is her nursemaids didn't sit there and say, okay, we'll tell them the baby was stolen, because they didn't want to be killed for letting the baby disappear under their watch. So they smeared her with blood, and they said that she ate her baby. She killed her baby. And so she was cast down. But the king loved her so much that he couldn't kill her. So he made her sit at the front of the gates of the kingdom and carry people on her back to see the king while telling them her story of how she killed her child. A humiliation every single day. And she didn't have to bear this. She could go back to her realm. She could go back to her life. But she did. She sat there every single day, bearing humiliation and pain. Because one day it came known to the kingdom that her baby wasn't dead, that he had grown into this beautiful boy. And she was exonerated of all the sins that they thought that she created, that she had. All the wrongs that they thought that she did. And so again, she became that blessed king, that blessed queen, who was stronger than any single one of her subjects, because she lived in degradation of self and then was raised up once again to a place of honor and didn't hold bitterness at her center. That is true strength, and one that most people will never ever possess. To be shown as the Empress is to say that you have been through pain and struggle, but you have still kept a dignity and a sense of justice for self, for yourself, Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, that is moving you forward, that is giving, that you are embracing as the world does a 180. You have been through a time, I think here, of great sorrow. Think of Rhiannon being at the front of the gates, in rags, having to carry people on her back like a horse. Now everything does the 180, and you again return to your glory. Return to that place of bounty and beauty. And it doesn't mean that you are going to become, wealthy and live in a castle. It means that you are finding that bounty and that beauty within yourself, listening to the messages that you are getting. trusting in your intuition, trusting in yourself, keeping faith within yourself, and moving forward into this whole new realm of existence, this whole new realm of personal understanding, because you have here no. You have had this time of struggle, had this time of strife, but you're getting a gift from the divine, the universe, of new beginnings, and you're taking it, and you're working so hard to achieve these new beginnings, and you're starting to see that the prosperity that you want, the life that you want to create on this earthly realm, is starting to manifest itself in your existence as you work so hard for it. And now you're not only thinking about today, but you're thinking about the days, the weeks, the months, the years to come. Passionately moving forward. Do not set strict time limits on yourself as to when you can achieve or when you will achieve your bounty and your beauty in your life. Be more flexible with yourself because your bounty is coming in. But seeing things in different ways, keeping your eyes open, looking at the different forms of bounty that are coming in, and the different ways that you can take in the beauty that is coming in your life, is going to increase that bounty, increase the prosperity that you are achieving. And then you're moving forward as a student of what you love, knowing that you are just starting on this journey of really knowing who you are, no matter, not really starting, but really embracing this journey of really knowing what you love, where you're going, and the prosperity that it is bringing. Everything is doing a 180. After a time of sorrow, now you are twice crowned. And no one can argue with the bounty that is you. No one can argue with the fact that you deserved all the goodness that you are obtaining in your life. Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. Making sure you can see everything okay. All right. Embracing this bounty completely. And don't lose faith in yourself at all. Don't let the doubts of the past come in and take over the present, because the present is really quite a gift. And it's opening up the way you see the world in such a beautiful way that it is lightening your heart. And it was almost something that you gave up on. You kept it as your focus, thinking, okay, this is how I'm going to move forward. This is what my goal is. But there were times that you ever doubted that you doubted that you would ever get there. And now you're starting to see everything that you love come in. And you're embracing that love, that understanding, those new beginnings. And you're passionately going after it. All right, Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. And it was my pleasure to bring this message to you. Bye.